used to live next to my mother-in-law, and it was not a happy time. And I want to just preface that. And I thought, I'm learning all these tools in Science of Mind. I'm taking all these classes. What good is it? I mean, she still presses my button, right? Buttons. And then, I would say my things to her, and she goes, I'm not putting up with your sass. She would, come back at me. And I would go home and I'd think, how, this is an impossible situation. How can I deal with her? And it was revealed to me in prayer, and I talked to my minister about it. And he said, well, Sharron, you have the awareness, you make the adjustment. Well, I was never going back. How could he be so uncompassionate? I mean, I was going through so much. I have the awareness, I make the adjustment. Oh, this was just more than I could bear. I'll never go back. But somehow I was there again next Sunday. And I thought, he's right. I have the adjustment. I'm learning these tools. She's always going to be the same, probably. I got to change the way I look at her and the way I am reacting to her. So I went over there, and she said, oh, she started, pressing my buttons and going on. And I go, really? How interesting. Wow. And then she said something else, and I went, oh, that's, okay. And she said something else, and then she said to my husband, is she feeling all right? I was not going to react. And it got easier. And when my husband made his transition, when he made his passing, and he crossed over, I took my mother-in-law and my mother and my best friend and secretary and my child. We all went to Hawaii, and I did a seminar. And it was just such a loving and caring energy of this person that always pressed my buttons, that just knew how to press them, knew just where they were. And finally one day, I just let it go. And I called it. I have a special, wonderful thing that I said, I call it letting the ball bounce. That someone throws the ball to you, you just let it bounce. You don't need to catch it and throw it back. You just let the ball bounce. And it's my let the ball bounce theory that really saved my relationship with my mother-in-law, who came to take care of my child, who definitely needed her father's mother during that time. And there was such a healing. But I had to look at myself in the mirror and said, no matter what I've gone through or how awful I think that she's been, he's right. I have the awareness. I'm taking the classes. I'm working on myself. I got to make the adjustment. And I didn't like it. I wanted him to say, oh, you poor thing. How could she say that to you? You're so wonderful. Look, it'd be a privilege to live next door to you. He didn't say any of that. He said, you have the awareness. You make the adjustment. In other words, light the lamp from within. Don't look through the window with your light outside and say, gee, it's dark in there. Light the lamp from within.